chat. Sure. What I'm going to do today is I'm going to do some documentation for NgRx, and let me just tweet about it. So I think I haven't done that. And meanwhile, let me share my screen. Share is. Hmm. mm, Okay, wrong screen. Okay, I'm supposed to share this screen. Okay, so let me just give you a small idea about what I'm doing today. So in NGRX, recently we got this new feature where we can actually group actions. It is really useful in case you want to avoid code like this, where we used to create individual actions and then we used to import it. So let's go ahead and talk about it here a little bit. And also, let's open the issue which I was working on. So let's see issues and assigned. Yep, I have bunch of assigned. Okay. Yep. So this is the one. So which I'm taking care of right now. Add page on create action group. And as I said, let's go ahead and tweet about this first. So okay. So if anyone is in chat, I mean, you can also follow me on Twitter. So recently I posted a GitHub tip. Sorry, not GitHub, just a Git tip, and somehow it's going viral. And a lot of people are actually liking this. I figured out this yesterday while working on my project, and it's really useful. So you can see that. NgRx. Here it is. Manipulation. And I'm doing it after a very, very long time. So, okay. So, Marco, who's actually created this feature, so he has given me some links about API and some blog posts and some videos. So, I'm going to refer this, of course. So, let's go ahead and see what the API has. So, this API is create action group, and where you can actually combine multiple action together. So, we can, rather than doing what we have right now, so where we have to create individual actions, we can actually just merge them together by using this create action group API, which is the new one. So let's go ahead and do that. So of course, I have added this into stores. I mean, let me just talk a little bit about the structure of Angular NGRX documentation. So they have this projects folder in case you want to actually go ahead and contribute to NGRX in future. So projects NGRX IO, this is where the contents documentation is. And right now I'm adding it into store, and it is supposed to be part of uh, advanced section, which is available on the portal. So if I go back on the portal, you will see there is a state, NgRx store, and there is an advanced section. So I'm adding my this link here. So it will be before, I think it will be the first one because it is really useful. So create action group. So navigation.json is where all the links are. So we have, okay, meta reducers, feature reducer, and then I have added this action groups. Probably team can confirm how can I raise this PR, whether we want to move it at first or we want to keep it at last. And then inside URL, you will find that this actually redirects to an MD file, .md markdown files. So I'm going to guide store. You can see guide folder, then store folder, and then I'm adding my action groups here. And let's see. So what I have done so far. So it starts with action groups. Action groups is a feature that allows you to group actions together as I'm writing for others, of course. So someone who will be reading it. So while writing action, the action is most in the actions in the most of cases looks like below. So this is how we generally define them. Right? So we have. mm, I'm not sure if it is visible, but let me just zoom in a little bit more. And if anyone is in chat, do confirm if you're able to see this code. I mean, so I can. Okay, good, no problem. I think it's visible. So we have, okay. So I'm using, of course, in Markdown. I'm using TypeScript. So because it will be rendered as a TypeScript code. So we looks. This is how we do it. Now we can continue, and with the help of this new. So now what we can do is we can actually give a link of this API, which is available here, which is already available inside this documentation. So we can say, okay, you can go to this API store, create action group. So here, I think this is also one of the documentation page. So this is something which is available into, let's go ahead and see guide and hmm, okay, so let's refer to the existing ones. So where to use store? Um, for example, this, so guides store. Let's see how we actually add the links because I'm doing it after a very long time. And store and then guides. Not here. Guides store. And this is the store. Okay, this is internal link. And yeah, this one is okay. So I can go to actions. And then there is an API which is online the action interface. So let's try to find out the action interface. Okay, so I have to just do something like this, an action, and then it will, I think, redirect to this API. So what I can do is I can just go to the APIs and create action group. And let's go back to action groups. This new create action group API, we can avoid the above code and write the following code. So what we can do is we can, rather than doing that, we can say create action group, and then we can say create action group. Let's go ahead and see the API. So it says you have source and then you have events. So in events, we can define login success, login failure. So let's see. Let's go back. So create action group. So we have source. Let's say here the source is product page because this is what we see on every action, right? So whenever we are creating different actions, this is our source. So we'll keep it as it is, and then this will be this query changed, pagination changed. This will be our different events. So this events, let's go ahead and see how they're defined. So we have, okay, login success, login failure. So here we can do is events. And now what else we can do with this events is after every action, as we see in the API, so with every action, we can pass the props. It remains same. So here also you will be able to see this pagination changed has props, and this create action also has a prop. So we can actually do this. The only problem is query something is copied twice. Okay, I have to remove this. This GitHub. So I have this Copilot enabled, and sometimes it adds some. Don't know why, but it adds some lines. I don't want to use it. Do want to use it. So query string props and okay. Cool. So it has this two has props and we will define it here. So we have query changed and pagination changed. I will just remove this open one and I will remove this line because this is not required. And now let's define the props. So here we can move this props here and similarly this props. uh, So let's see if it matches the API, which is events, source API events, and then we have this uh, props, user blah blah blah, and then login failure. I think this okay, we can also do this. So I think I should keep an example here. So hmm, it's just very I think similar to what we have for error. Let's copy this. So we had query and which returns a query. And then I can remove this query changed to this and pagination changed. Actually, this is pagination changed. And let's change the sequence. So we want to keep it both as same. And yeah, this looks okay. And we can remove this, and yes. Okay, so with the help of this new create action group API, we can avoid the above code and write the following code. So you can see earlier we had to actually write like this, how many, 6, 7 lines of code. And now you can actually do it in a single API. But is there more advantage to this? Yes, there are. When we use this create action APIs, right? So generally this is how we do it. So in case we want to import it somewhere else, we will say import star as your from product and product dot whatever this let's say product dot action, right? So we'll do this. What we do to actually get access to all these actions. Now you don't have to do that. Actually, you can just do this. You will be able to rewrite this syntax as import not star but product page action from product.action. So there was a question which I had asked in the NgRx team. I think Alex answered that question, or it was Tim. So what we if we do import star as from product, does it impact your bundle size or something? The answer was no, it does not actually. It does not impact your code, but still, right? So if I have to see this code, this import from page actions actually looks cleaner than this import star as. So we have a standard, right? So we don't have to use import star as at some places and import individual APIs at some places. So you don't have to be confused now anymore. You can just replace your entire code or entire actions with this new API, create action group API, and done. You don't have to worry about it. So I think I deleted something. Query changed. Pagination changed. Right. So it was like this, and then hmm, see. Hmm. Let's verify the API again, just in case I missed something. So login success, login failure, logout success, and here we have pagination change. So it's a string. Okay, so that's what I made a mistake. So I have to actually copy this one, pagination change, and do this. And here also we have to change and say very changed. And here, so now it looks okay. So we have login success, login failure, and now to use, we can use auth API actions dot. It will be exposed the events, and we can use that. For example, here we have login success, login failure, and logout success and logout failure. So let's go ahead and write the example for that as well. For so after moving to the new, we can use the following code to import and dispatch the action, right? So we can now do import product page actions, and then to dispatch this action, we can say, okay, product page actions dot pagination changed and product page query changed, and we can say, okay, in case there are any error, I can say new as new error query is invalid. Yeah, I think this looks good. And so import changes to this. We don't have to do import star anymore. And let's write that as well. Um, to don't need to use below tags to import actions. Um, okay, you can just say actions. And first, so we said earlier it was import star as product actions. Hmm. Okay, so now we have stickers. Yeah, I mean, it's very handy. I love GitHub Copilot. I mean, it's free for open source developers. So in case you are doing some open source projects, I think it's free. You don't have to pay anything, and it's paid only for uh, enterprises and in case you want to use it privately. Thanks for joining, by the way. Okay, so this is it. I think we have written enough about the API, and now I can do is add some link. So Marco gave me some links, and I think I should go ahead and add at least this video, which is created by I think Brendan did this, and it's officially from in yeah. So Brendan is the NgRx maintainer now, and I didn't like the video for somehow, but yes, I did. I have subscribed, so go ahead and subscribe to Brandon's channel. I mean, he has been doing some amazing stuff. I'm just sharing the link. I'm not sure if it is visible or it will be visible, but let's give him a follow. And by the way, I mean, if you are also listening, I created a free Angular getting started course for community. It's a gift for community for free, and I had decided to actually make it paid, but later changed my mind. I said, okay, I like to advocate free learning, and I think it's not a good idea to publish my course as a paid course. So I have decided not to actually publish any more courses or any paid courses in future as well. I'll be working on some state management course, which I should not. Um, I mean, I'll be working on it, and it will be available on a very famous YouTube channel in case everything works. So fingers crossed. I'm working with the team, and I'll probably start working on the course outline, and then we will decide. But yeah, that's something which will be happening soon. And there is a blog post from the NGRX core team from where we have taken most of the content. So you can see earlier we used to do this, import star as using actions. Now we don't have to do it. We can just simply import the product page actions and then just do uh, whatever event we have to call. So I'll just add this links into the page, and let's go ahead and do that. Just let me know in case you are able to see the link, because I know YouTube actually removes the link in comments. But if you're not, I mean, I'll try to somehow post it. Mm, should I say, let's see, actions. Mhm. Read more about action. Oops. First is, let's link to the blog post, which is NGRS action group creator. It's markdown, so I think minimum knowledge you need to write the documentation is markdown. I think so everyone uses markdown now, so it's very handy, and I think you should learn about markdown. And the other one was video. So yep, I think we are done. Let's try to run this, and let's see if it works. And to do that, you can go to package.json. I think there should be something for AIO example build post install coverage. I can just go to contributing controller. NgRx. Here it is. So we have start Docker. Let's see. Open in integrated terminal. I'm using actually GitHub code spaces for this. So you can see here I think it's visible in what is this left hand bottom corner that you can see code spaces. So I have not cloned this on my local machine. So I love to work with code spaces because it saves a lot of time. Generally, when I'm doing open source, I can just run a new code spaces and it creates a new environment for me. I can just focus on writing code. So let's do npm start. And I know, I think code spaces is also not free, but it's free in case it's an open source project. If let me know if I'm wrong, but I think it is. So I'm actually doing some open source after a very, very long time. So it's
Playing from 1 plus 10 from 5G.
okay. That was Alexa somehow. Okay, so compiled successfully. Let's go to localhost 4200 and it should start the documentation site. Hmm. Compiled successfully. Still running. Invite is saying 4200. It is saying 127. Yeah, it's a very good idea. I mean, we should always keep. I think that's a problem, right? So most of the time, the default README remains as it is. People don't care about it, but it's not a good idea to actually do something in case you're doing some open source project. So wow, what is what? Why it is probably it's because code spaces, but let's see. And build local, rebuild local, build for build example in developer task and setup yarn start on a development web server that watches the files. Okay, let's try this. It says yarn run both. Let's do yarn start. I mean, it's doing the same thing, but let's see. Or we can actually also push this and then we'll be able to see it on the CI. So let's try to do that. Stage all changes. And the next thing which we have to take care of is the commit format. So every open source project has a contributing.md file. You will find this. And meanwhile, let's see. So here you will find that what is the commit format. So right, you have commit message format. So it's like you have to give scope, then subject. So let's see for what are the scopes which are accepted. So we have docs, and with this is what we'll be using. So we can say docs, and this is for store. So I can use store, and so let's give this message docs. store, and we can say add docs for create action API, and let's commit. So as I'm using Git code spaces, I don't have to actually push probably. Let's see, saying push commits and okay, origin. Ah, that's something which if I'm using web.dev, I mean, so if I'm using this github.com and then used to so you open any repository and press dot, you don't have to actually push the changes. So let's go back to profile and platform. So this is where, okay. Mhm. Let's say contribute, open pull request, and yep, the commit message follows the guidelines. So this is the PR template which I have to fill in. Test for changes, documentation has been updated, added, updated. What? Please check the, so I can say this is documentation content changes. What kind of changes PRs add? So this PR adds a new page for the action through API, and it closes the task. So this is 3514. Okay, more than 3000 issues. Congratulations. I don't think so. I can remove this because I don't have any current behavior. And then if it is introducing any breaking change, I don't think so. And let's create the pull request. So it will run the CI pipeline itself and we'll be able to see if it works because I'm not sure why. I mean, it's not running here, but it should. And let's see, let us deploy log, let us commit. And uh, hmm. So it has started the build and it will give us a preview. So NgRx team has done that. So on every commit, you will get a preview of the docs. So you can verify your changes. By the way, Chris, you use NgRx. Anyone who uses NgRx here? Because my first course will be on, of course, there will be a prerequisite course for state management, not NgRx set. So any state management library you are using. Yeah. So I was saying the prerequisite course will actually talk about why you actually need state management because it makes more sense. Oh, component store. Yeah, that's also coming. So I'll start with, of course, prerequisite course where we'll talk about why we need NGRX. Sorry, not NGRX, but state management in general. And then we'll move to NGRX store and effects. That will be the first course. Then next I'm planning is component store, which is now used very widely, I think. And then after that, I'll continue with RX Angular and other libraries. Probably I have worked for a year. So I think 1 year's worth of content which I'm planning to work on. Let's hope everything goes through. And I'm planning to review a book which is still under talk. So probably a very famous author who has written a lot of Angular books, and some of them are like bestsellers in technology category. So probably I'll work with him. Hey, hi, Den DP. Hello. How do you feel about using facade pattern? So it's not like I have not used it. I will not lie, and I see the advantage as well. But in case, I mean, the advantage which I have seen using Facade pattern is in case I want to actually like get the data from multiple stores, and I don't want to complicate my logic inside the component, because a lot of developers do that. They try to actually include all the store into the components and then call them. I think Facade is the better alternative, but don't try to use Facade everywhere, right? Just don't complicate. Chris, I'm very interested in NX plugin generators for Nest and Angular. I love to actually write plugins, but somehow I'm not getting time because my first PR was actually related to schematics. I remember, I mean, when I started, before I started like contributing to open source, I was pretty much interested into schematics and generators, schematics and builders. So because it gives you some kind of satisfaction that you wrote some kind of tool like which is used by others. So oh, nice. So here it is. So you can see we just wrote our page and it is published, it is deployed, and you can see, I think it should go to create action group API and works perfectly fine. Yay, we did the PR. So yeah, so Chris, yeah, I was talking about. Sorry, I got really excited because it's my first PR after a long time. Of course, there will be some review comments which will be there uh, while contributing, right? So this is something which you should keep in mind, that don't be scared that okay, I don't know how to write the docs. I make the maximum effort from your side that okay, what are the different contents which I can include, and at least open the first PR, right? In case the team really likes the content, they will accept it. And if they think there are some changes required, they're not going to shout at you, right? They will not be going crazy. They will tell you, okay, these are the changes which supposed to be done, and that's it. And that's how it works. Yeah, I mean, so this is really good because you can actually preview your changes and see if it works or not. I can see I have made a mistake, but let's go ahead and rectify this, because it should be dot slash and product action, and also same here, right? So I don't have to say just product dot action. Somehow this yarn start didn't work. Probably I'm using code spaces. That's the reason why. So now what? Chris, welcome, ma'am. And let's go back to action groups, and I can say dot slash. So this is one thing which I have seen. A lot of open source projects ask you to actually squash and commit your changes, but NgRx team actually does that for you, so you don't have to worry about it. So I can actually just do the same thing. I mean, what I can do is I can just use the same commit again, and I have seen this. I mean, I'm being lazy right now, but I hope Brandon will not kill me for this. So generally, what Brandon does it, he actually squash all the commits and merges it. So we will take probably the first one. So I'll just do this. So we can actually remove this and commit. So let's go ahead and do that. And okay, and let's see. Yep, done. So now I think it will be perfect. I mean, we will have this dot slash rather than actually doing this. Where is that? Advanced action groups. Yep. So that's it. So this is the PF, and I think this is it for the day. I mean, it's Saturday, so I'm not going to hang out for a long time. And most of the things which I had already done for this PR, basically, I had added this title, and then I added few lines, this code, and everything was already there. So before I started this PR, before I started this live stream. But in case you have any questions, please feel free to ask, and I'll hang around here for 5 minutes, and then I'll end the stream. So it's already 40 minutes, and thanks again for joining. Then Chris, thanks a lot. And in case you want, you can subscribe to the channel. I'll probably live stream mostly on my channel, but as I said, my course will be published on another YouTube channel. I'm really excited for it. So I hope I don't disclose it right now. I mean, just in case it doesn't work out. So I'll feel bad that I had already told everyone that, okay, this will be published here and it is not. But yeah, that's, thank you, Dan. So see you next time. Probably I'll see if there is any other PR which I can work on, and I'll do another stream. So thanks again, especially being a weekend and you are here with me. So thanks a lot for joining, and see you next time. Bye. Bye bye.